And welcome to the Australian Spectrum Show, a radio program that celebrates the wonderful spectrum of talented musicians and performers that we have here in Australia. We play blues and roots, maybe folk and cool country, could be instrumental, jazz, surf rock or alternate rock. One thing you're assured, that it is all Australian on the Australian Spectrum Show. Yes, we like supporting our local artists. Well, every week we're going to let you know about some great festivals and special events coming up, some live theatre events locally. Also, we're going to let you know when some of our studio guests are performing around town in the coming week, and particularly give you a few ideas for the coming weekend. There's some great shows out there. Well, every week we have a featured studio guest. We had the privilege of launching their previous album. Well, we missed the boat a bit. The album's been out for their new album. We were booked out, and this was the earliest we could get them in. But their new album, has been a great success, getting airplay all around Australia, going up in the Australian Blues and Roots charts. I'm talking about none other than the very exciting the Hollerin Sluggers, folks. They're a rock blues band with a great hybrid mix there. If you think southern rock, if you think, a bit of an edge to the sound, you've obviously heard the Hollerin Sluggers played live. And they did recently out at Windsor, in fact, just last weekend, and just killed the audiences out there. Not literally, of course, but the audiences just loved it. Well, their new album, Gypsy Mojo, we're going to be featuring that tonight. We have the whole band in the studio. We're going to be talking to them everything about Hollerin Sluggers. So do sit back, do enjoy a great rock blues night tonight with the Hollerin Sluggers. They've come all the way from the Northern Beaches Peninsula to be with us here in our Baulkham Hills studios.
Hi there, this is Russell Morris, and you're on a live 90.5, and you're listening to the Australian Spectrum Show.
Going up the river, gonna catch me a big catfish. Catch me a big catfish. Take it home to my woman. She put it on my dish. And when I catch that fish, I'm gonna sing and dance. And when I catch that fish, I'm gonna sing and dance. Will bite. I'm up the river, man, I hope that this fish will bite. Take it home to my woman, might be lucky tonight. Take it home to my woman, might be lucky tonight. Guides with her hand. She moves real slow. One last breath, and here we go. She said,
said I got a lot to know, and even more to learn, even more to learn. He left her crying, but on the inside she was laughing. Don't see it coming. She took him down. She closes her eyes and thinks of a place, grinding her teeth. This used to be safe. There's a lot you should know, and even more to learn, more to learn. She left him lying, but on the inside she was laughing. Don't see it coming. She took him down. It was coming. It was done in a daze. In a daze. It was done in a haze. She said there's a lot I got to know, and even more to learn, more to learn. She left him lying, but down the inside she was laughing.
You're listening to Ross Fear on the Australian Spectrum Show on Alive 90.5 FM.
Enjoy your
Oh, yes, that's the Hollerin Sluggers. Hush, Hoagies, Hush. And that's from their brand new album, Gypsy Mojo, that we're going to be featuring this evening. And, of course, it's had great success with airplay all around Australia and overseas. And, of course, went up there in the Australian Blues and Roots charts. Before that, we revisited their previous album that we had the privilege of launching on the show. In fact, we played the title track, The Promised Land, and we opened that set up with also another track from their brand new album, and that was Going Up the River from their Gypsy Mojo. And I have, we've been invaded. We've been invaded by the Hollerin Sluggers. Everybody's here, folks, the whole band. We have Owen Mansell from lead guitar, Tim Kramer from bass, and Andy Thor, drums, harmonica, and all around good looks from all of them, from the Hollerin Sluggers. And if you went to their gigs on Sunday, you'd know whether I'm telling the truth or not. There you go. G'day, guys.
How you going, Ross?
Yeah, look, great to have you here. You did a gig just on the weekend out at
On
Windsor.
Sunday at the Macquarie Arms Hotel.
Yeah, how did it go?
It was wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's a real...
Small but appreciative crowd, but it was...
Yeah.
They're going to get us back there, hopefully.
Oh, good, yeah. It's a historic venue. It's, one of the oldest pubs in Australia or something.
It is.
Yeah. It is it?
Yeah.
Well, so they say.
That's what
So
their sign,
they say, the
that's what their
oldest.
sign says.
Yes.
Oh, right. Well, the
Yes,
other one before was the 10th, run by the Rum Corps down in Sydney Cove.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. It was the first building of a pub. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got
So-
a great feel about it.
Yeah, now, you guys, like, we had you on the show a bit more than a year ago now with The Promised Land, and, of course, since then you've done numerous gigs, and, of course, you've played at Castle Hill, and we'll talk about gigs a little bit later on, and things, but, of course, you've had this new album out. It's been out for a little while now, because I was booked out with the show, and I couldn't get you straight away. It's been out for a few months now.
Yeah, since February.
February, yeah, when it first came out. And you've got great airplay all around Australia, I noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been really good.
Yeah. And look, we'll talk about the making of it, but where are some of the places you've been taking it and playing it?
Well, look, what's coming up? We've got a few
Yeah.
in Brizzy and up the Central Coast, and we played a
Right.
fair bit up the coast and played a bit around Sydney.
Yeah.
We did the Throttle Roll Festival a couple of months back.
Okay.
Which is
Got Foster coming up.
Foster. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we've been consistently playing a lot, so I can't really
Yeah.
think of anything.
Yeah.
It's just, up the coast or down the coast, or
No.
wherever we've got to go.
Because I've been noticing it, and of course it's great artwork on the album. It's very distinctive on social media, and of course I've been seeing all year since the album was out. You're doing gigs, and you do a lot of gigs over the Northern Beaches area. You come from that area, don't you?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah.
And Narrabeen.
Narrabeen.
Yeah,
Okay.
we play a few gigs out at Avalon Bowling Club. That's
Yeah.
it's a great venue on the Northern Beaches, supporting live music.
Yeah, and you did a gig also at the Beaches Club too. They have a lot of live bands there. At
Yeah,
Coleroy.
the beach club. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did that last year with the Chicken Stones.
Oh,
Good
right.
night. Yeah.
Yeah. And we won't go into a whole lot of the making of the album, but where did you record it?
Damien Gerard's.
Oh, right.
We're back there tomorrow.
Are you?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. What's this about, the new one?
We're going to do an instrumental track for
Yeah.
a compilation album that is looking like coming out at the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's sort of a surf, punk, bluesy.
Right.
rocker.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called Northie after our hometown, North Narrabeen.
Oh, okay.
The surf break.
Surf break. Yeah. And so what, there's going to be other bands on this compilation or something? Is there?
Yeah,
Or-
that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Musical Tones and
Yeah.
a few other local
Christina
bands
Crofts
there.
and
Yeah.
yep.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Oh, look, Christina's been on the show.
Yeah. But I think a lot of the artists that record in DGs,
Yeah.
David Gerard Studios, are going to feature on it.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of the artists I've had on my show have all recorded there and said they get a great sound there and things like that. So it was good. Is this the first or second time you recorded Damien Gerard's?
As a band, the second
Yeah.
time, Owen's done.
About 10 albums there.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Actually, it's my third time. I did an album there with the Torch Song Country Soul Band
Yeah.
a few years ago. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, good one. Yeah. So look, how come Gypsy Mojo? Where did the concept come from?
It's a track. It's the title track. We've gone with a track name for the album, and it's it was a good catchy name.
Yeah.
Song about a girl, hence the cover is
Yeah.
a girl.
Yeah. And actually, we should mention, because folks, you've got to check out the artwork for this album. Your website address where they can check it out?
The HollerinSluggers.com.
HollerinSluggers.com. But it is quite stunning. It has a little bit of a vintage art look to it, doesn't it? And a bit like, what was that era?
Neoclassical.
Yeah, that's it. Art to the picture of the girl. It's sort of reminiscent of sort of a bit of imagery around Hollywood in sort of that Hollywood sort of insurgence, and where Hollywood thought things Spanish and flamenco were exotic, and gypsies were exotic. You know, there was a little run of it, and it's got that real classic look about it. You know, with the rose.
You know, like most bands, the artwork's most important for your album, and it took us a while to get it, but then we come across this guy called Chad Latter, and he put that whole thing together for us, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's gone really well.
And if you take the CD out, the leaves for the flower.
Oh yes, of course.
So,
folks, the CD is a rose. You lift it up, and there's the leaves under the rose, as if it was growing right up. Beautiful packaging, and of course featured on your website and your Facebook page. So, of course, it's a pity with radio you can't see the pictures, but somebody will invent radio with pictures one day. Oh, that's probably what half our audience are watching tonight.
Or used to watch.
Yeah, thank God.
I think it's called streaming.
Yeah.
Now it's streaming, yes. Yeah. No, great. Look, it's a great album. You've got great critical acclaim to it as well. I've heard comments from other radio announcers that this is you've excelled yourself with the progression of the band from the previous album to this as well.
We set out to do that,
and
we put a lot of pressure on ourselves because of the great success the first album had.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think we did it.
Yeah. No, great one. I think we should go to the title track. How about that?
that'd be great.
Gypsy Mojo after these messages, folks. If you like the blues, then Sydney Blues Society is for you. Meet others with common interest in blues music. The Sydney Blues Society is a not-for-profit association run by elected members and volunteers. Membership benefits include the Blues Times monthly newsletter and comprehensive gig guide. Society activities include harbour cruises, special music events, annual blues awards, musos jam nights and much more. Membership is only $30. Check out the details and membership forms on their website, sydneyblues.org. Keeping you in touch with your community. FM 90.5.
Hi, April Aiken here, and you're on a live 90.5 FM, the Australian Spectrum Show with my mate Ross Fear. Hope you're enjoying the music.
Oh, yes, folks. The title track from the brand new album from the Hollerin Sluggers. Hollerin, no G on the end of it. Hollerin Sluggers. And that was Gypsy Mojo. To let you know.
Talks cheap like your old pair of jeans. You like it dirty, sometimes obscene. Spit venom every time you talk. Strutting your stuff as I watch you walk. Fake smile with a crocodile tear. You want a whiskey or maybe a beer. You put it on, it's your ticket to ride. I'm kinda lost, hey, will you be my guide? You got the moves, baby, if you got the time. Why see it all through a bottle of blood red wine? But come over, come on over. Why think you're just what I need? No need to compromise your time if you get what you need. Holding back something you'll never do. Well, hang on, girl, all the way through. Look in my eyes as I pay the price. I'm holding on as I roll the dice. Fake smile with a crocodile tear. You want a whiskey or maybe a beer. You put it on, is your ticket to ride. Well, I'm kinda lost, hey, will you be my guide? You got the moves, baby, if you got the time. I see it all through a bottle of blood red wine. Come over, come on over. Why think you're just what I need? No need to compromise your time if you get what you need. You got the moves, baby, if you got the time. Why see it all through a bottle of blood red wine? Come over, come on over. Why think you're just what I need? No need to compromise your time if you get what you need. Come over, come on over. Why think you're just what I need? No need to compromise your time if you get what you need. You got the moves, baby, if you got the time. Why see it all through a bottle of blood red wine?
Your sound, your community. Alive 90.5.
I don't care what you say, how you live or how you pray. All that counts, what's within, not the color of your skin. Yeah. I'm not looking for romance. I say, come on, hey, shut up and dance.
I'm sorry about that, folks. We just caught... there was another track to play, but we missed that one. I'm sorry about that. Look, to let you know what we did have there, the Hollerin Sluggers, Shut Up and Dance, from the Mojo Gypsy album that we're featuring this evening. And before that, from their previous album, the Promised Land album, was Come Over, and we opened that set with the fabulous Sean Lidster. What a great songwriter he is, and that's from his new album that we're going to be featuring next week on the show, The Devil and the Angel album, that's received critical acclaim, and of course that's the title track from that album. And I have the Hollerin Sluggers in the studio with me now. Now, guys, this album, it's you've excelled yourself. It's got critical acclaim. It's getting airplay all around Australia. But it must be hard work making the album. You said you made it at Damien Gerard Studios.
Yeah, it was a frantic...
How long did it take you to make?
Well, it took us about, 4 days of recording and a couple of days of mixing, but it was a chaotic period leading up to it. We were trying out a second guitarist and a keyboard player, and then that fell through, and it was all rushed, and then we had a mix-up with the dates booked in the studio, and Marshall sorted that out for us, and we got in there, and we had 15 songs up our sleeve to record, and
it was a lot of work. It was a very short period of time.
It was a little tense, and we nearly killed each other a couple of times. And,
did you?
And then we managed to get there, and Russ kept us on an even plane.
Yeah, Russell Pelling. Yeah. Well, he's sort of a renowned recording engineer producer, and there's so many artists have used him, and he's
a legend.
Yeah. So, you get a great sound with the album, and so long days recording at the studio.
Yeah, they're 10 hours.
10-hour days. Yeah.
10-hour days.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I threw a few harps against the wall.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Bloody things won't work.
No, it's a tedious process, isn't it? Do you perform, when you're recording, do you all play at the same time, or do you do track by track?
We do. No, the way we do it is we'll all play together at the same time to record the drums.
Oh, okay.
And then if the vibe's right, if the vibe's good, then we'll go on to the next song, and then we'll track bass and guitars, or if we can.
We actually tracked the bass at the same time on that album. We had no time.
Yeah.
I did a couple of drop-ins, I think.
Yeah.
Don't brag.
Well,
good on you.
It's a great place to do it.
Yeah. No, look, because I've seen bands recording, and it's amazed me the attention to detail that's involved in every single song. So to put out a whole album, like when you say 7 days, I'm staggered by that. People.
Well, it's 2 albums in. It was 2 albums in almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Which is not even 2 years. No. So we did our first album, and then we worked for a year gigging it, and then we did another one within a year.
Yeah.
So
Shut Up and Dance was written 2 weeks before we went into the
studio.
The studio.
Yeah.
Right.
Owen turned up with this.
I got this idea, and then I thought it would be worthwhile putting it on the album.
Yeah.
Which is a song you just played.
Yeah. Because I've heard of artists spending almost a week on one song, and doing a whole album is that's a monumental task, and you come out with such a great result too. That's brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you.
So after that week of recording, there's a lot of time going through the final sort of mixes and mastering sort of process, is there?
Well, we got because the drums were all tracked in the same time. We got a good drum sound, and then we built the remaining tracks around the drum sound.
Yeah.
So, because I believe that the drum sound is everything. Without a good drum sound, your album won't.
Yeah.
That's why I love working with him.
Yeah, he's very complimentary. Actually, I heard a compliment about your drumming last night. I was driving home from work, and Rock and Roll Smorgasbord from Alive 90.5 was on air, and they happened to mention that you guys are going to be on the show tonight, and gave a bit of a plug for us, for the show, and the King, because there's 3, John Robb, the Pig, and the King, the 3 guys, and the King, he's a professional photographer. He does a lot of the gigs He'd seen you play a few times, and I think he did some photographs of you when you were up at the tavern, Castle Hill Tavern, and he says, they got a great drummer. So there you go. So you got a plug last night, from the King.
There's payola going on somewhere.
There is. There must be. There's something to this, yeah. So, no, you got a good plug for that. So, so a good process, good experience, like having going back for your second album to the same studio, it must be a good experience.
Oh, I would record there again.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I love the place.
Yeah.
We are recording there again.
Tomorrow.
Oh, right. Yeah, so what are you doing tomorrow?
An instrumental sort of up-tempo surf blues kind of number.
Right.
Paying homage to our hometown. So
it's a bit Radio Birdman. It's a bit, bit of this, bit of that, bit of Rob Hersey sort of thing.
Is this for your own album, or what's it for?
It's for an instrumental idea. I'm not sure. All of the little bits that are going with it, but I know that we were asked if we would do an instrumental track, and we'll close sometimes with like a Hendrix Fire or an instrumental track or something that's up tempo just to finish off. So this is one we're going to do tomorrow.
Oh right, good on you. Well, good luck with that. And still working. Even though the album's been out now for months, you're still working on new things. And
we're working on the new album.
Yeah. You're working on the new album,
It's in its early stages.
There's about 5.
Right. Oh, good one. Well, we look forward to that as well, because you're building a bit of a fan base now around the country, and through your albums and through radio airplay and through the national-wide, there's a network of radio programs, not only Frank Dengate's Blues Circus on Alive 90.5 and myself, there's a network of us all around Australia who play the blues roots and blues rock and all this sort of thing, and of course the Hollerin Sluggers have managed to spread nationally now with your exposure.
We have,
Good one. Yeah.
It's quite humbling.
It is.
It's great. So look, I think we should play another track, A Rockin' Saturday Night. Any backstory behind this song?
Oh, it's one of Timmy's riffs that he came up with.
Just a little riff I brought along. Just brought that along one night, and sort of Owen worked his magic with the words, and that's what we ended up with.
Timmy, Andy wrote the words.
I'm learning things.
I mashed.
Sorry.
I mashed the words around Timmy's riff, and then we structured the song. We do focus on trying not to make any two structures the same.
Yeah.
So
the idea, Tim, this was started out
as a rockabilly type thing.
It's a rockabilly type thing, and I wrote the words about going out in Manly on a Saturday night, which was a thing we all did when we were younger.
Yeah. When Manly Pier used to have...
Absolutely, in Manly Hotel, and the man in the suit comes up and taps you on the shoulder and tries to kick you out of the joint.
And son, you're not driving, are you? No, we all know that. What a great place it is too. Here we go, Rockin' Saturday Night. And this is the Hollerin Sluggers after these messages. Tired of playing music at home alone? Tired of singing in the showers? Why not go along to Tuangabi Music Club and make some new friends? All styles, levels and performers welcome. Bring along your instrument. Might be guitar, bass, fiddle, harmonica or even the washboard. Poets, storytellers and audience are especially welcome. Tuangabi Music Club is your local Cumberland area folk club. Join them on the 2nd and 4th Friday of the month at 8 p.m. at Northmead Scout Hall, Whitehaven Road, Northmead. You can catch the 600 bus from Parramatta Station. Check out their website, tuangabimusicclub.webs.com. The Tuangabi Music Club is a not-for-profit collective.
Hi, it's Christina Crofts. You're listening to Ross Spear's Australian Spectrum Show on Alive 90.5 FM.
a flashy car, smoking hotter down in Shangri-La. I'm feeling good, I feel alright. I'm hoping tonight is my lucky night. I'm rocking out on Saturday night. I hit the town on Saturday night. I'm rocking out on Saturday. I head into town, everyone's around. Knock back a few, taking the sound. I'm feeling good, I feel alright. I'm starting to shake, yeah, I'm starting to jive. I head to the bar, it's a big mistake. One more for the road, that's all it'll take. The man in the suit, he yells your name. You put on the moves, you feel his pain. The moment is gone, your night's deranged. A moment of madness, now insane. I'm rocking out on Saturday night. I hit the town on Saturday night. I'm rocking out on Saturday night. Get on your feet, I gotta do it again at the end of the week. Saturday morning, get out of bed. I got a jiving feeling running through my head. A week's worth of party running through my brain. Need something to do or I'll go insane. I'm rocking out on Saturday night. I hit the town on Saturday night.
There you go, the Hollerin Sluggers rockin' Saturday night from their latest Gypsy Mojo album. We have the Hollerin Sluggers in our studio, and of course we're going to be featuring more tracks from that album throughout the evening. Now, to let you know about a few things coming up, and of course to remind you that Sean Lidster, a fabulous, in fact stunning singer-songwriter, is going to be our featured studio guest next Tuesday night on the Australian Spectrum Show, and we'll be featuring tracks from a couple of his albums. Plus, he's going to perform live to air for us, which is going to be a great treat. And he has, in fact, some new songs as well. Well, Wednesday, the 21st of June, Don Hopkins continues with his residency at the Low 302 Bar and Restaurant, Crown Street, Darlinghurst, from 8:30. Muso's Club Jam with Al Britton and Jim Finn and Ross Ward from the Marrickville Golf Club. That's at Wharf Road, Marrickville, from 7:30. The Flat Rock Boys, they're a bluegrass band, and look, this is happening at Yuli's upstairs at Crown Street, Surrey Hills on 417. At 6 o'clock they have a bluegrass jam, and then they have a featured bluegrass group at 8 p.m. So if you like bluegrass music, it's a great venue there on Wednesday nights, and it's quite a gathering of the bluegrass community in Sydney. Mitch Anderson's Organic Orchestra at Cooper's Hotel at King Street, Newtown, as their Wednesday night residency. Outside in Jazz Trio, that's right, the name of the band is Outside in Jazz Trio. They're performing at Lazy Bones Inn at Marrickville. Songs on Stage, singer-songwriter night at the Old Fitzroy Hotel, Darling Street, Woolloomooloo, from 7:30. And for Thursday night, the 22nd of June, Mark and the Blues duo, and we had Mark on the show with his fabulous album. If you love acoustic style folk blues, he's just great, and he comes from our local area too. He's performing at the Temperance Society at Smith Street, Summerhill, on Thursday night. Ross Ward is performing at Bar Number 5 at 5 Macaulay Street, Alexandria, as a solo performer, not with the Express. And the Musos Club Jam Night with Jim Finn, Al Britton and Paul Serrani at the Carousel Inn, Woodstock Avenue, Rudy Hill, at 8 8 p.m. it kicks off. And for singer-songwriters, well, there's 2 gigs on. One is at the Harbour View Hotel, Lower Fort Street, The Rocks at 7 p.m. And there's a special night at Paddington RSL between 7 to 10 p.m. as well. So that's Thursday night. And we'll let you know about Friday and the weekend a little bit later on. But we're going to be featuring some more fabulous music from the Hollerin Sluggers, both albums, the new one and the previous. And, well, they come from the Northern Beaches area. There's a whole music community over there, and one of the artists we had on our show recently not only went up to number 1 in the Australian Blues and Roots charts, but she also went up to number 9 in the American charts, and that's the Kate Lush Band, and she's also from that part of the world, so it's going to be a track in the next bracket.
Hi, it's Sarah again from the Fiddler at Rouse Hill. There's something about Sunday afternoons around here, and it only gets better at this time of the year. After a late, long lunch, our beer garden starts to fill, the crowd relaxes as the sun sets and the musos take the stage. If a cold schooner or a bottle of wine to share sounds like your kind of Sunday, we've got a spot waiting for you at the Fiddler. Drinks on a Sunday, Arvo? The Fiddler's where you want to be. thefiddler.com.au.
Proud sponsor of the Live 90.5.
Hi, this is Mike McClellan. You're listening to Australian Spectrum with Ross Fear on FM 90.5.
Live 90.5.
There you go. the Hollerin Sluggers. And was that a little bit of cowbell? No, we'll ask about that.
It was a Zilbell.
Zilbell. Ah, there we go. There can never be enough cowbell. No, that was a YouTube clip. The Hollerin Sluggers, Train to Nowhere from Gypsy Mojo album. And before that, the fabulous Kate Lush with Somebody Like Me from Let It Fly. And we opened the set with the Hollerin Sluggers, a track from their previous album, The Promised Land, and that was Reap What You Can Sow. Reap What You Sow. And I have the Hollerin Sluggers in the studio with me now. Now, guys, on songwriting, your material, you've got a great repertoire of material now, certainly with these two albums that everybody knows about, and then, of course, you say you're working on more songs for the next album type of thing. Mm-hmm. Do you have an approach? Like you gave a bit of a hint away earlier. With Tim, you had sort of the element of an idea, you brought it to the band, and then each person then built upon it. Is that your process? Is that how it works?
Yeah,
pretty much, yes.
Yeah, so who starts it off, or is it anybody?
Usually it's Owen.
Oh,
yeah, he's the most prolific.
Yeah.
Okay.
It usually, but once again, it's the way I see it being coming out may not be how it ends.
Yep.
So, and I think where bands fall down is the primary songwriters become precious about things.
Yeah.
And I think that you can't be. I think because it's like a story. You can't. Your interpretation of something will be totally different to somebody else's.
Yeah.
So if as it's being built, we all see it. We all see it differently. So.
And you build on it from there.
And we build on it from there.
Yeah. And of course, then you've got the bass, the drums. But Andy, besides drumming, you also play pretty good blues harmonica too, and that comes through on your album. Yeah, yeah. So how do you manage that playing drum? Like when you're building a song, and part of it's the words and the musical arrangement and the structure and things. But I've noticed like you build in phrases like it'll be Owen's sort of ripping slide, or you'll throw in a harmonica break.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's just to accent the song and to just add a bit of flavour and a bit of colour. I mean, I'm not a Junior Wells or a big Walter Horton type player.
Yeah.
I love Jim Conway and I love his Australian feel. I like a lot of Australian harp players that create an atmosphere, and that's how I like to play, and it makes it easier while I'm playing drums to play that way.
Yeah, you must. I've never I've seen a few drummers sing, famously the Eagles, and things like that, or Jim Finn in Finn Rhythm and Blues, singing and playing drums. But for the life of me, I've never seen a drummer play harmonica as well until you came along.
It started. I had to play Heart of Gold at a market.
Oh, right.
And I thought, I could play the harp bit, and then I played it terribly because my left hand would follow different parts, and then it just developed a skill, and then playing Roadhouse Blues occasionally, and then it's just become easier.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. So so when you're building a song, somebody starts with the idea, and then each person contributes to it, and then it's and you've got bits and things like that, and of course bass classically is a great instrument for coming up with riffs and things like that.
Timmy throws in some amazing bass runs in some of the songs,
Once we got all the parts, then we once we've got all the main ideas, then we structure.
Yeah.
So we don't sort of go, this is the formula. So when we practice it, we'll cycle things to an idea. We'll go, okay, so we'll do this 4, or we'll do this 8, and we'll go to a pre-chorus, and we'll go to a chorus, then we'll cycle it again, and we'll work that, and then we'll go, actually, and then when the words come in, we might go, well, hey, that doesn't go for 8, that's only going to go for 6 now, and then we'll play the pre-chorus for 2, which will round it out to 8, and then and so we don't build in a standard.
They write themselves over time. You start to feel the song, and it grows and evolves, and the finished product is what it is.
That's where it ends up.
Yeah. Well, look, you've got some great songs, and certainly your previous album really broke into the scene, and people said, wow, who's the Hollerin Sluggers? Now the new album has really consolidated that and sort of gained so much more respect. But it at the end of the day, it all goes back to the song, doesn't it? You know?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's all about the music.
Yeah, so you're building up a great repertoire there of all original material. Is there any covers on this?
No.
It's all your own material, and the same with the previous album, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So a great, and of course that's what people really respect too, and particularly in blues roots, that the original songwriting and arranging of the artists. Good one. Well, we're going to feature another track from this brand new album, 5 Cent a Fool. Now, is there a backstory about this that's public?
Yes.
There is a backstory about
dedicated to every politician on the planet.
Oh, there we go. But don't name any individual, or they're going to pay off their mortgage from the suit.
They're not in the job anymore anyway.
No.
There's a clue.
No, I just think I just think that sometimes, like, I don't normally delve into that arena, but with what was going on, say, a year ago with lots of things, I felt slightly disheartened with the way this country was being led and our state was being led, and I the you guys had cuts.
And community radio, all the arts and things like that.
A lot of things suffered. And it came through in this song just because of like, it's just as Andy said in the past, these things our songs just evolve, and it's evolved through.
There's a bit of social commentary there. Yeah, good one. Actually, I think around that same time, I saw this emergence of the Arts Party, and I thought, that's interesting. Creative industries having their own political party to have their voice about arts education in schools, about, in a sense, laws that be conducive as the arts being an export industry for Australia, and all of those things. Well, the Queen gives out bloody knighthoods to Mick Jagger and anybody else who brought in $1 to Britain, and but we're not getting, in a sense, that same recognition or support to the arts. And I thought, and there was a time where the arts seemed to be lost from the agenda, wasn't there?
Yeah, and let me just say, I don't hate any particular party. I hate all political parties.
Doesn't discriminate.
I don't hate anyone in particular. It's just all that tries to stuff something down my throat.
Yeah, it's like anything that's unbalanced.
Well, there's a recent Morgan survey published recently about the most trusted professions. And it groups them into 3 tiers, and politicians are in the bottom third.
Drummers would be at the top, wouldn't they?
No, well, you would think so, Andy, particularly with yourself being the spokesman, self-elected, of all drummers.
But the skin pumpers.
He's a bit of a joker.
No, actually, nurses rate number 1, and doctors.
What about dentists?
And dentists are up there. Doctors and teachers are up there, and politicians are down with the used car salesman.
And arborists.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Anyway, here we go. The Hollerin Sluggers, 5 Cent a Fool, from their brand new album, Gypsy Mojo.
Hi, this is Martin Celia from the Atlantics on the Alive 90.5 FM Australian Spectrum Show.
5-cent fool in a $10 suit trying to sell me a bunch of lies. I feel that I've heard it all before. You don't fool me like the fool before. You come knocking at my door, empty promise. And with a pen, democracy's thrown out the door, wishful thinking. You wanna bust me when I disagree. Let big business run our grand country. Cut the ribbon, kiss the baby for the show. Tell me something I don't already know. Tell me something I don't already know. Tell me cent fool in your $10 suit, I don't believe you. You let a mind telling folks that everything here is fine. You don't fool me. And like the fool before, you come pleading for support. Nothing changes. And over time, we see you for what you really are. Space is wasted. Lock me out of where I wanna be. Let big business run our grand country. Cut the funding for the poor, the pain it grows. Tell me something I don't already know. Tell me something I don't already know. Tell me something. Said you really don't know what's really going on. Got nothing against the rich, but when you help those folks along, it really gets under my skin as the situation becomes dire. To all my brothers and sisters out there, remember this fool is a liar. Tell me something I don't already know. Tell me something. Tell me something I don't already know. Tell me something. Tell me something I don't already know. Tell me something. Tell me something I don't already know. Tell me something. Hey, 5-cent fool in your $10 suit, what you selling? A bunch of lies, I feel that I've heard it all before. You don't fool me.
There we go. The Hollerin Sluggers, 5-Cent Fool from their Gypsy Mojo album that has been, well, just getting airplay all around Australia, folks. And that's evidenced by the fact that they've got into the Australian Blues and Roots airplay charts since it's been released. Well, in fact, Andy reminded me it was released in February. Now, Friday, the 23rd of June, there's a few things on featuring some of our studio guests. Well, the Tuangabi Music Club, who we coming back on our show again this year. We have them every year. They're a local group of people interested in music, and most of them play a musical instrument, and they meet in this Scout Hall, Northmead Scout Hall, on Whitehaven Road, Northmead. They meet on the second and fourth Friday of the month, and they take along their instruments. Some people are just learning, some are more proficient, most are in between. And they're all ages, everything from people in school uniforms to their great-granddads there, and they just have a great time, and everybody sits in a circle and gets a chance to lead a song or jam along with the song, and they do a lot of community performances. So it's a great way to meet people and make friends, and so they meet this Friday night at, as I said, Northmead Scout Hall, and that kicks off at 7:30. And you are welcome, folks. Alan Davies, who's the coordinator of the group, has assured me everybody's welcome, so just feel free to go along. The Bugs Ukulele Group are another community group, similar, very suitable for those who are retirees who will either want to learn a musical instrument, namely the ukulele, or you do have a choice. It can either be the ukulele, or the bass ukulele, or the tenor ukulele, or the baritone ukulele. By the way, it has to be a ukulele. At the Barrow RSL, they meet there at 9:45 a.m. every Friday to 12:30. But they're a lovely bunch of people. Look, they can't make it on the show this year because of a couple of the principals, some health issues. But we've had them on the last couple of years, and we'll have them again next year on our show. And look, up to 200 people show up at their Friday meetings, and so it's there's plenty of opportunities to make some new friends there. Mark and the Blues. Look, he's doing 2 nights. So I mentioned earlier that he's doing Thursday. Well, he's also doing Friday night at the Temperance Society at Smith Street at Summerhill from 7 p.m. Kate Lush, who we played one of her tracks a moment ago, she's being supported by the Blues Collective as well as she's got her own band, and they're at the Petersham Bowling Club at Brighton Street, Petersham from 7 p.m. Finn Rhythm and Blues Band are doing the Clarendon Hotel out in the Hawkesbury there, kicks off at 7:30. Piano Pounding Poppers, and look, talk about a great double-header. Don Hopkins is also been on our show. Plus, Pugsley Buzzard up from Victoria, and 2 great blues barrelhouse pianos guys and vocalists. It's going to be at the Camelot Django Bar at Marrickville from 8:30. And lastly, of our studio guests who are working this Friday night, Steve Edmonds' band is performing at the Central Hotel at Memorial Drive at Shell Harbour from 8 p.m. And we'll let you know about Saturday and Sunday a little bit later. Hollerin Sluggers, you've got a gig on when this week? Wait a minute, let me get the right microphone.
Well, actually, it's a plug for our friends of ours, the Chicken Stones, who you're going to play very shortly.
Yes, no, actually, Andy's forgotten to send me their gigs.
Yeah, 21st of July.
21st of July, yes.
They're doing a vinyl LP launch of Johnny Streetlight.
Oh, really?
Down at the Music Lounge in Brookvale.
Yep.
I think it's above Mimo's Pizza.
Oh, Mimo's Pizza,
Cool little funky venue down there.
Yep.
He's got...
That's Wednesday night. Yep.
That's right.
Tomorrow night.
No, 21st of July.
Oh, July. Oh, sorry, I was thinking of June. July.
Yeah, 21st of July.
I'll have to write that down because I'll remind people coming up.
Yeah.
And Chicken Stones were on our show a few years ago, actually.
I just thought I'd give our friends a plug.
Yeah, thank you for that. And look, Andy used to send me emails of his gigs, but now I think it's replaced by social media. So sometimes I pick them up and sometimes I miss them. Yeah, so thanks. Look, coming up, we've got some more wonderful music from the Hollerin Sluggers, the Chicken Stones. Talk about the Chicken Stones. They're in the next bracket, and you'll know who we're talking about. And, well, after these messages.
Another road, different street. escape, pay for our crimes. Is that the way that it's going to be? And as my heart stops, it skips a beat. I know I'm tired and I'm needing some sleep. Is that the way that it's going to be? And as my heart stops, it skips a beat. I know I'm tired and I'm needing some Been drinking whiskey, I've been drinking gin. They're gonna hang me for the things that I did. Got a cigarette, I ain't got a mind. Heading out the back door, I won't be coming back. Don't know why I love you like I do. Don't know why, but I do. Lord, I do. But I do. Lord, I do. Your mama liked me, your daddy never did. He's gonna kill me for the things that I did. Took his little girl, yeah, I tied her in a knot. He's gonna bury me, he's gonna leave me here to rot. Don't know why I love you like I do. Don't know why, but I do. Lord, I do.
Alive 90.5.
There we go, the Hollerin Sluggers, Nothing You Haven't Tried, from their brand new album, Gypsy Mojo. And before that, another group hailing from that northern Beaches Peninsula, northern suburbs area, the Chicken Stones. We had them on our show a few years ago, and of course they've got a great gig coming up on the 21st of July for their new album, and that's Bury Me from Just Drive, an album they had a few years back and that we did feature on this show a few years back when it first came out. And the Hollerin Sluggers opened that set with Sleepin' Blues from the Promised Land album, and I have the Hollerin Sluggers here with me now. Now, guys, you were talking about tours and doing gigs. Look, tell us again what's coming up for the band.
Coming up on the
11th
of August, we're playing at the Bellevue Hotel in Tuncurry.
Oh, right, yes. Yep.
Then the following week, we're Friday and Saturday night at Lefty's Old Music Hall up in Brisbane.
Oh, right.
Caxton Street, Brisbane.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we've got nothing.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah,
no, we've got for beer craft beer week, we've got a gig with Pirate Life Brewery. They want us to play.
Yeah.
They've hired a venue. I think it's the 22nd of October.
Yeah.
In the city, and they're doing a craft beer day.
Right.
And they want us to play for a couple of hours there, and they make nice beer, and they do quite well. One of my good mates says that.
And then they stipulated you must play Devil at the bottle shop, or you're not allowed to play it.
No, we've got to play everything.
Oh, you've got to play everything.
Everything.
Oh, okay. So they're not worried about the Devil at the bottle shop.
No.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
And from your albums there. Okay, so in Brisbane, there's quite a great blues and a blues rock scene up there in Brisbane too.
Yeah.
There's some great bands coming out of there.
We're finally getting out.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, because we had Blues Arcadia on the show this year, and they came down to Sydney to do some gigs, and of course they hail from that Brisbane area, you know, and so in the future you're looking at getting into some of the festivals, because you tended to be in more intimate venues.
Yeah. Well, we did get selected to play at the Echuca Winter Blues Festival. However, we can't do it. So
oh no,
it was a bit of a bummer, but anyway, that's life.
Yeah, that's life. But
that's a great town, Echuca. Actually, I went there many years ago, and apparently what they do is truck in all this sand over the tar roads and use it as a movie set for period films. The town has got so much architecture that's been historically preserved, and the council has been very proactive in preserving their history, you know.
It's great.
Yeah, what a great background for a festival.
We've got a couple of applications in for we've got one for the Sydney Blues and Roots, so
good.
If they're listening.
Yes,
yeah. There you go, Peter and Dave. The Hollerin Sluggers. Well, the email list, when I put on Facebook announcement that you're going to be on the show, and I also have an email list, and of course Peter, who runs our festivals, on my email list, and so Peter always gets to know who's coming up on my show, and because he knows I do a lot of promotion. In fact, thank you to all of those who checked us out on Facebook, because we had 10,135 people saw that the Hollerin Sluggers were going to be our featured studio guest on the Australian Spectrum show tonight, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Amazing.
So thanks for all of you people who click like and all that sort of thing on Facebook. We appreciate your support for our Australian artists. Now, look, guys, when you got the gigs coming up, can you sort of put it in an email and remind me? Because as you've seen tonight, I let our listeners know about the gigs, and some of our listeners there, like after hearing you on the radio, want to go and see you live.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that'd be great.
No, we'll do that.
And folks, why not? You can follow the Hollerin Sluggers yourself. You've got a Facebook page.
We've got a Facebook page.
What would they put in there?
Just put in the Hollerin Sluggers.
Yep.
And you can go to our website and get linked back to the Facebook page.
Yeah.
We're on Instagram, we're on
so
Twitter.
People can click like on Facebook and or these other things.
Yeah.
I don't know much about these other ones.
Yeah.
I've just only managed Facebook. So I haven't managed the other one. So the people can, and then you'll put announcements of when your gigs are coming up.
Absolutely, and we also have a little Facebook group called Slug News that...
Oh, right.
So you're guaranteed of getting that post.
Yeah. There you go. And look, so do check them out when they're playing near you again. And if you're one of those lucky people to catch them at Macquarie Arms last weekend, good on you. I couldn't make it myself because of other commitments, but I believe it was a rip-roaring show out there. We're going to play another track from their brand new album, from the Gypsy Mojo album that we're featuring tonight, but a few messages first.
Hi, this is Graham Davidson inviting you to a journey with me on the Soul Train on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Alive 90.5 for the best in soul, R&B, funk, southern and jazz rock sounds. The Soul Train on Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
G'day, Lockie Dolly from the Lockie Dolly Group here. You're listening to the Australian Spectrum with Ross Fear.
There you go, the Hollerin Sluggers, On Your Feet Again, from this fabulous new album, Gypsy Mojo. Now, to let you know about...
That the devil was buying a bottle of whiskey at the liquor store. Oh no, no, yeah. He was dressed in black, had a snakeskin hat, he had eyes as cold as steel. I said, mister, I'm a lost, can you help me here? He says, first let's cut that deal. With a roll of the dice and we don't think twice. And then he won my soul. I said I'd like to help you, buddy, but you know I can't. Already gave it up to rock and roll. Oh no, no, yeah. I met the devil at the liquor store. He said he'd help me if I wanted to store. And now he's knocking at my door. I'm going home to see my baby. I'm going home to see my girl. Ooh, baby, I got the news for you. So without a sound, I left that town. On the highway out I drive. When I think to myself as I look at my hands, I'm lucky to be alive. When I get to home from afar I roam, I'm thinking more and more. Discover that the devil is standing there right at my front door. I met the devil at the liquor store. Said help me if I wanted to store. And now he's knocking at my door. My door. My door. My door.
Alive 90.5.
I found a note on my front door.
There we go. Well, we're rocking our socks off tonight with the Hollerin Sluggers, My Best Friend from the Gypsy Mojo album. And before that, we had Devil at the Liquor Store. And, of course, Andy, do you want to remind people of that dedication? The Devil at the Liquor Store?
Just to our good mate Terry. Our good mate Terry in Avalon. He's a loyal follower.
And thanks for listening, Terry. I believe you messaged the band on social media while we were playing that bracket, so good on you, mate.
Timmy will buy you a beer next time.
There we go.
2 beers.
Yeah, and we opened that set with Les Skeleton Blues, Snake Charmin Blues from their Rated G album. It was great having them on the show featuring that as well.
Yeah, well, Tommy always gets up and plays with us at Avalon Bowling Club.
Yeah, you guys know each other, the two bands, and you've done some gigs or something together, have you, as well?
Tommy's a legend. He's a pinball wizard. He's got highest score on the pinball down there.
Oh, right.
And if you turn the machine off, his score is still there.
Oh, really?
So you can't turn it off at the wall and turn it back on.
No, it's embedded in there.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's a Matkins surfer.
Yeah, he is.
And I believe he's even run into Lindsay Bashir from Temem Shud actually on the beach while they've been surfing.
Probably.
Yeah, early one morning. There you go. So surf rock, or surf rock blues, hailing from the northern beaches, why not? And look, the band, you said you're working on songs for another album. We got any thoughts about that at this stage?
Yeah, we're sort of just... we've got a good rock base. We're sort of delving into some sort of Aussie pub rock vibe, and amongst other things, you know, our standard diet of Zeppelin, Hendrickson, cream, and stuff like that, which is always part of our diet. So
and a bit of the Stones as well.
And a bit of the Stones,
A bit of the Stones,
So that's been a good thing. So
hey, it's interesting, isn't it? How through the late 60s and been particularly into the 70s, how it evolved from like the Delta blues, you know, in Chicago and all of these areas of America, the traditional blues guys. But when it got picked up by the English, they turned it into something else with bands like the Yardbirds, the Animals, the Rolling Stones, and then it evolved yet again, didn't it? You know?
Yeah, well, the Aussies took hold of it.
Zeppelin, and then back to Hendrix and Cream. And
then the Aussies took hold of it, and then you got Rose Tattoo and you know, Chain, you know, Billy Thorpe.
Yeah, I had a member of Chain in the studio very recently, Warren Morgan.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was cool. He's a lovely guy.
Yeah, that's
Aussie pub rock, you know.
Yeah, so that sort of is where, you know, and there's also we're also tossing up ideas about doing like a sort of a low key stuff like acoustic guitars, cigar box guitars, harmonicas, and and just doing whatever. You know, the music is endless.
A little bit more rootsy, you know.
That'll be
more
interesting.
harp and, you know.
No, and of course, it's always good to open a set, or for me in radio, it's good to open a bracket with a softer song, like a cigar box, rootsy type of thing, and then build up the bracket. Is that how you build up your brackets as a live performer as well?
Yeah, we normally like on the weekend when we played, we started with Sleeping Blues, and we sort of carried it up a notch each song until we closed with Devil at the Liquor Store. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Especially for a Sunday afternoon, you don't want to come out guns blazing.
No. Yeah.
You know?
So now, look, let's flip back to this idea about the album. Do you have any time frames, or at this moment you're just working on the song, and when you feel you've got enough songs, then you'll go look at the studio?
I think that's what we'll do. I think the idea now is small bites, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
we're going to take it a little bit easier this time and not put so much pressure on ourselves and do one or two songs and then move on.
So strategically, that could be good because, like, you announced yourself to the country with your first album, The Promised Land. Then you consolidated that by taking it up a notch, with this new album. So, in a sense, to continue like a bit of a trend there, it'd be really strategically worthwhile sort of building this one up with some care, and then just coming on and saying, well, there you go, folks, 3 albums, that's the proof.
It'll be our Led Zeppelin 3.
Yeah, we could do a Zeppelin 3.
Led Zeppelin 3.
Yeah, we could do a Zeppelin 3 and just have, a whole gamut of acoustic tracks. We're not going to pigeonhole ourselves into
until
because I think it's it is. Its music is endless.
Yeah.
So we've got heaps of time.
Well, we look forward to it anyway.
I'm getting my leg chopped off too, so it might end up being an acoustic album.
That's right. Look, Andy, being a drummer, has to have some surgery on his leg, and so that's also why the band can't really make any bookings for a while until that heals, isn't it? So
next year.
Oh, it's next year.
Next year. Oh, it's next year.
I'm fine till December.
Oh, okay. And then you're having the operation next year.
Yeah. So that we can still play acoustic and do a quieter thing. There's no problem there, and he'll still be able to do it.
Yeah.
So we'll see where it takes us.
Yeah, no, good one. Well, let us take us now to another track from your brand new album, City Streets. Any backstory behind this one?
No, we were just trying to do sort of like I suppose I would look at this song as sort of like our LA Woman, basically.
Yep.
Like,
I think it might have come from walking through the city going to play at Frankie's Pizza.
Oh, right, yeah.
It was either a toss-up between Band on the Run or...
Yeah. Well, Sydney's logistically very hard for bands, isn't it? Because there's no parking near the venues.
That's right.
No.
And trying to get your gear to a venue... And yet you've got not only have you got parking restrictions, now you've got whole streets closed off because of this new light rail construction.
Yeah, they don't make it easy.
No. So there we go. Band on the Run or
LA Woman. It's just,
LA Woman.
I mean, the only reason I say that is the sample at the front end with all of the car noises.
We're all from the city, so it's,
Yeah. Well, here you go, folks. A bit of a soundscape of Sydney coming up after these after these messages.
If you are a registered or enrolled nurse, why not consider the benefits of agency nursing with Global? We need nurses in all specialties, including general, disability and mental health. Global offers variety, diverse experience and great rates of pay. Apply today and find out about our joining incentives and other benefits. Check out positions vacant on the website at globalcarestaff.com or call today on 1800 009 292. That's globalcarestaff.com or call 1800 009 292.
Station sponsor.
Lime Ellen Chitlin here for the best radio entertainment on Monday nights. Tune in to Rock and Roll Smorgasbord with John Robb, Lord Big, and the King. Monday nights, 6 to 9 p.m. on the Live 90.5.
Thanks for listening to the Australian Spectrum Show on 90.5.
Lights glow. The cars are moving slow. Where they wanna go, man, I just don't know. I wanna take you away to a place where we'll play. We're leaving now today. You know we just
Thanks for listening to Alive 90.5.
Wow, yes, Hillbilly Love Song from the Promised Land album of the Hollerin Sluggers. And before that, another track from that album. That was their previous album, and it was She's Like Fire. And we opened that set with Luke Escombe, a track from his brand new album that has done so well in the Australian Blues and Roots charts, the Skeleton Blues album. And why was it called Skeleton Blues? Well, he stripped it right back. Rather than a full band and production, he went into the, same studios that the Hollerin Sluggers recorded at, Damien Gerard Studios, with his guitar, his amp and his voice. And he stripped it right back to the skeleton, and he called the album Skeleton Blues. And of course, that song there was 21st Century Blues from Luke Escombe, and what a great artist he's been. We've had the privilege of launching and featuring each of Luke's albums right from his first album, so he's a bit of a regular on our show. Now, I have in the studio with me now the Hollerin Sluggers. So, guys, in terms of, like, you're into the blues rock idiom sort of thing very strongly, and you've established that with these two albums. But where does your musical roots originally start from? Like, where is sort of pre-band and the early days of the band? What was happening there? Do you guys come from folk blues? Do you come from country? Do you come from rock? Where does it start?
Well, I am. My father's a guitarist, and I had a healthy diet as a child of Hendrix, Beatles, Jethro Tull, Free, Cream, and all that kind of stuff. So I grew up on that, and then as I grew up, my uncle played in a punk band called the Lipstick Killers, so I got introduced to like Australian sort of punk rock and stuff like that. So as time's progressed on, I've had different music through family, and sort of found the blues on my own just through. It was something different. It was something that was easier to digest. And I always went back to it because the blues rock from Hendrix and that kind of stuff. So that sort of drove me towards Robert Johnson, and I read articles where Keith Richards and Eric Clapton had quoted that he was the most influential person. So I wanted to hear him, and then started hearing him, and started listening to Charlie Patton, and and then John Lee Hooker, and it just evolves. And that's
good. Yeah, similar with myself. Like from my youth, bands like the Yardbirds, the Animals, the Rolling Stones, and they're all talking about Muddy Waters and Robert Johnson, and you think, well, who are they? And so a lot of people have come from rock. And then discovered the blues as an evolutionary thing. Andy, what about yourself?
Well, I'll go back to when I was a kid. My sisters had, one of my sisters had a 50s album with all, Jerry Lee Lewis and, Bill Haley and the Comets and all that stuff. And then my older sister had Disraeli Gears and Cream and Neil Young. And then when I started high school, I started playing the drums, and the easiest drum beats around would have played a AC/DC. Well, not so easy, but easy. And then that grew into Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, and just opened up a whole new world of the blues. And then delving into, then I heard, it was a Christian rock band called the Resurrection Band, had a couple of songs with harmonica on it, and that gave me my love of the harmonica and as well, and I always wanted to do that. So and then that just developed from there. And
well, great source material, isn't there? What about yourself, Tim?
Pretty similar to the other guys. I started out with bands like Cream and Deep Purple when I was younger, and then I sort of got into Southern rock. Lynyrd Skynyrd in a big way.
Lynyrd Skynyrd,
that's a huge influence on me. Sort of then came back to the blues from there. So
actually, I've got a DVD at home of Lynyrd Skynyrd, but it was after the accident, and where the lead singer's brother comes up and fills his big brother's shoes, and cousins and all of this, and so the Lynyrd Skynyrd of the reformed Lynyrd Skynyrd is an extension of the family have come, and because of the aeroplane crash, so many of the members were lost in that, and so other members of the family joined in to in a sense carry on the sound. But they're a brilliant band, weren't they? Great riff sounds and
beautiful guitar harmonies. Which you don't hear much of anymore, but
no, and really big sound. So you guys have got some great musical influences in terms of your backgrounds there, and I suppose that adds an extra, dimension to understanding the Hollerin Sluggers too, because of that blues rock hybrid thing that you've got going. But in fact, off air before we started the show tonight, I mentioned about there's that bit of southern rock sort of feel to some of the things you do, and of course that southern rock is influenced by the blues and all of that.
Very much so.
No, great one. So
just talking about influence, I remember my dad played the piano accordion. And learning drums. He used to play by ear, and we used to sit in the sunroom and play, and it taught me a lot about music as well.
No, it's good when members of the family have a musical interest, isn't it? Like myself, I had the luck of when I was a toddler, I had 3 older teenage sisters. And so in the days when Perry Como and Paul Robeson were pop stars, and Al Jolson. And so I grew up with those, and I was lucky enough as a young guy for them to allow me to learn how to use the record player. And then this guy come out, and you mentioned his name. The most exciting sound I ever heard was Bill Haley. It was so different to everything before, the crooners, the balladeers, and then Bill Haley came, and I thought, what's that? And it's interesting. But older members of the family tune you into what to hear and what to listen, don't they? So look, great fabric, great background, great album, and of course you guys now have made your mark nationally through the radio network with 2 albums now, really consolidating.
We've just put a down payment on a Learjet.
Oh yeah, that's like
It's a bottle though. It's only this big.
It's a bottle, yeah. It's an Airfix kit.
That's right.
you need the quick grip or something glue to put it together.
Yeah, we need to sell a few more albums to get the glue.
Yeah, there we go. And look, we look forward to everything you guys do. So good luck with recording at this Damien Durant Studios tomorrow.
Thank you.
And also we look forward to the next album. It was great having you on the show. And
Thank you once again.
Yeah, what a great music scene you've got over there, the Northern Beaches, and a great family of musicians and bands playing over there now. And of course, they've all migrated over here and been on a live 90.5 now.
Yeah, it is a sort of a family over there now. You
It
know?
is, yeah. Los Skeleton Blues, the Chicken Stones, Kate Lush, Luke Escombe, and of course in the jazz scene you've got people like Don Morrison and even, John Morrison, and then of course he's looking after Don Burrows.
Yeah, and there's a real emergence of the punk scene too as well.
It?
Yeah, some young guys are playing some good stuff.
Yeah, and of course you've got the legends, Tamam Shud, native to the Northern Beaches area. Yeah, so what a great thing. And of course In Excess came out the Northern Beaches.
Yep,
they did.
Yeah, didn't they?
Midnight Oil.
Yeah, Midnight Oil. In Excess used to play the DY pub. I couldn't get a parking spot one night, so I missed the show.
And the Manly Vale and
the Manly Vale pub and all these.
And the Royal Hour.
Midnight Oil. Yeah, and of course Jim Magini's over there. You know, with your Brookvale Release Studio. Yeah, Jim's been on the show as well here. So look, good luck with all your music. And coming up, we're going to take you people to the final track from the brand new album Gypsy Mojo that we haven't played yet. We've played all the other tracks. We've got one more track. So we're going to go to Writings on the Wall. And look, we're going to follow that up with another Hollerin Sluggers track off their previous album, A String of Pearls. And look, I want to thank you for tuning in. Do tune in next week. I have a wonderful singer-songwriter, Sean Lister, and he's coming on the show, and you'll just love his music as well. But do have a good night, folks, and thanks for listening.
The Australian Spectrum Show for 100% Australian music on FAM 90.5.
I don't say much
Bye.